Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with an Aquarius full moon reading. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. So this full moon that is happening right now is in Aquarius, and actually it's a super moon, the last super moon of 2022. But not only that, if you watch the Lionsgate portal reading recently, there is an idea that the Lionsgate energy is still potent through the 12. So right now, with this super full moon in Aquarius and the heightened Lionsgate energy still here, this is like double powerful manifestation energy. This is definitely a time to expedite your manifestations, expedite the processes, and really move into kind of a whole new situation. This Aquarius full moon, super full moon, is really kind of about having the courage to make the radical changes in your own life. It's really about looking at the self, the identity that you have kind of decided currently for yourself, and about beginnings. So Aquarius, this is really going to be a time that you can have this the courage, not that you didn't in the past, but it's going to solidify your intentions, and it's going to assist you in bringing the manifestations to fruition. And then you have that Lionsgate portal energy that's still hanging out as well. So it's a beautiful time for fireworks. There's fireworks. This is gorgeous energy. Now, also, some of you, if you again watch that Lionsgate portal reading where we talked about there may be some chaotic energy for me. Now, some of you may be feeling that. I know that I have been feeling some chaotic energy, kind of chaotic things going on. So if you're feeling that, I am feeling for you, because I am feeling that also. So I've decided for this reading, we're going to do just 6 cards, just a quick reading, kind of see the energy that is coming in or around you. And look at that. The 6 cards came out. Wow. Look. Wow. Interesting. At the bottom of the deck, so I guess we're doing 7, is the Devil. Wow, the Devil. So Aquarius, you're really being asked to kind of look at any of the things that have been going on, any kind of toxic things, any things that have been kind of holding you back, holding you down, maybe not using your voice, maybe, just having this energy that could be negative or negativity around you. Look at relationships, look at your work, your environment, that sort of thing. Any kind of negativity that could be holding you back, holding you down, any kind of frustration, any kind of indulgences or limits that you're placing on yourself, because this time right now is really about making that radical change in your own life, looking at all of the things, like kind of the whole picture around you, and making changes, radical changes. For some of you, this is going to be a 350 shift, 353 360 shift, or 350 for some of you. You might keep a few things, right? But this is a time to really look at also how you're identifying yourself, right? Are you identifying as one thing and you're not really that anymore? For some, it's identifying as lazy, and there's everybody has a different idea of what lazy is. But if you're identifying as lazy, Aquarius, just for an example here, then you tend to do things that may appear to or come across, at least for you and sometimes for others, because when we tend to identify with or as something, then we can really project that out as well, or put that energy out, or put that vibe out, and then other people can start to think the same thing about us. So notice how you're identifying yourself. Notice the kind of things that you think about yourself. Notice how you are showing up in the world, because this is also a time for beginnings, for the radical changes, the shifts. It's a time for fireworks, right? It's a time for fireworks, for noticing, for having like that boom factor where things are really moving in that direction, where things are, the process is expedited towards what it is that you are looking towards, deciding now, choosing now. So again, this is also about choosing again here, Aquarius. And then you also have the Seven of Cups coming in here. And I hadn't ever noticed, I'm being drawn to the ladders. I hadn't ever noticed the ladders here. And wow, there's so much that's popping out right now, but the ladders really are. So for some of you during this time, you're with taking that look at yourself, with taking a look at the relationships with that devil energy, with taking a look at kind of any limitations you may be holding, the identity that you may be holding. This is really coming through with this Seven of Cups, that it's time to make some choices. And for some of you, it's going to be different choices. You've got a lot of options, or there's potential directions that you can shift into that are going to create a change, a radical change within your life. But also, some of you are kind of stepping up in certain areas of life, potentially within relationship, potentially within career, potentially within finances, and really making some decisions around that. This is having a lot of opportunities, a lot of options around you as well, but this is also really having choices. So you have the choices, and it's time to take a look at how you personally have been identifying yourself. Take a look at how you've been showing up, taking a look at what you're ready to let go of, right? As far as with that devil there as well, what you're ready to let go of and what you're ready to step into. Now you have, let me look here, you have double sevens coming in here, which is interesting. Sevens are really moving into kind of reflecting and moving into this place of confidence. This is really using the wisdom that you have gained with the double sevens coming in, using the wisdom that you have gained to really propel yourself forward. So with that Seven of Wands, you're really allowing yourself that self-expression, the movement, the growth, the change, Aquarius. So moving into that really beautiful, beautiful energy that is encouraging and about movement, about growth, about getting out of maybe old patterns, or out of potentially non-beneficial or toxic relationships, both platonic or romantic, however that resonates with you. But you're moving into this state of peace, this state of having this beautiful, beautiful energy that really encompasses all of who you are, but that also is really looking at the identity, the limitations, what you have been holding on to, and choosing during the super magical time, the super potent energy of the Aquarius full moon, super moon, the Lionsgate portal here at the end, right? Really moving into that change that you have, for some of you, have been wanting or wishing, desiring for quite a long time, but hadn't taken the steps towards. That is where you are moving into. It's like this bubble of peace, this bubble of really, really being protected as you shift and as you move with these radical changes. And for some of you, it's coming through that it's almost going to be like you're a whole different person, like this night and day energy, like you're a whole different person. And it's really going to set off this energy, or set off this aura from you of this whole new, almost a whole new person that'll be showing up and coming through. And with the Eight of Cups here, you're leaving behind, you have well, you have kind of a, I was going to say you have double cups, so some, or no, you have three cups, so lots of emotion. Emotions are going to be coming up, and some of you may be feeling that in that chaotic energy that we talked about in the Lionsgate portal energy. That chaos may be coming up with emotions, because we're going to see right here, we do see down here, that there is, it brings up a lot when we look at kind of the limitations we've been putting on ourselves, when we look at kind of the identity that we have been have kind of chosen for ourselves or taken on, right? And when we're ready to release that, to let that go, that brings up a lot of emotion. And the energy is so high and potent that emotion really is going to be running high, or emotions are going to be running high for you, Aquarius, during this time, because you're really in the spotlight during this time, Aquarius. You're the star, right? The full moon is in your energy. It's a super full moon that brings about a lot of energy, and that energy is potent, and for many it's difficult to not feel emotional during those times, almost like this overwhelming, and it may, not come through as negative or positive. It may just be neutral, but very, very high emotions. And with that Eight of Cups, this is really letting go, right? We've already talked about that. Letting go of things that aren't serving you, things that are, not benefiting you, letting go of those limitations, letting go of those things that potentially you have identified as or created an identity around, and really walking away from anything that isn't bringing about that radical change, or the expedited manifestations that you are choosing. Every day is a new day, Aquarius, and you get to choose as you go, and you have your long-term goals. So there's so many different ways that things can manifest within your life. There's so many different manifestations, or so many different things, goals, desires, wants, that you can choose on the daily. What I suggest for you, or what I do myself, this is my own thing, is I actually write down what it is that I'm working towards, what it is that I want, and then I go over that several times a day. I read it over to myself. I really let myself get into the feeling of already having it. I let myself feel excited and giddy about it as if it was already here. And so for some of you, that may be beneficial, to assist with the emotion that may be coming up, because you can have that emotion, which is fabulous, working through letting go of. And then you can also have, by doing an exercise such as that, you can also have that, that illicit, that doesn't sound like the right word, that heightened emotion for that positive and for what it is that you're manifesting, to bring that into fruition, to set of kind of solidify those intentions and bring them into fruition, manifest them into your physical reality. Because you also have the Ten of Cups here, and this is such gorgeous energy. So that Ten of Cups energy is coming in with this reminder that you can have a super, super fulfilled life. You can have harmony. You can have that peace. You can really, really move into the state where you're separating, or coming away from that struggle feeling, or that lack, or that feeling of, for some of you, not being good enough. When you can take a look at kind of the limitations that you put on yourself, and sometimes it's limitations that others have put on us, but when you can challenge those, when you can question those with honesty, right, and ask yourself if any of that is really true. And for the most part, it's not, because we can make a new decision, we can make new choices every day. But this is really moving into that harmony, that fulfillment, that success, having kind of the whole package, Aquarius, where you have really, really kind of decided to make these changes, and you've really set this in motion, right, during this time, created and solidified and set the intentions, excuse me, and really, really decided that this is true for you, and this is true for you now. What gorgeous energy. I'm super excited, Aquarius. You also have the Four of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles coming in here. Isn't this super interesting energy? We are going to get one more card to see what might come of the Four of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. But with the Four of Swords, some of you are really healing, right? You're healing the old wounds during this time. You're feeling those emotions, you're letting it go, and you're deciding that that is no longer for you, which in turn is really creating the space where that radical change is possible. It is going to be optimal for you within that healing process, within really having that that space that some of you are allowing for yourself during this. Some of you are doing some full moon rituals, some of you are doing some releasing rituals, some of you are doing manifestation rituals. You're doing things to set that intention out and to heal anything. For some, you may be, writing the stuff that you're walking away from or letting go of down on paper, and maybe, letting it go in some water to float away, or letting it, burning it, that sort of thing. Those could be considered rituals as a way of releasing that, letting that go, walking away from it. So some of you are really doing that during this time. And with the heightened and more potent energy, kind of double energy here, it really is bringing in that expedition of the process, that creating that fast moving quick momentum within that. So that is where the Four of Swords is. And you're also really kind of getting out of your mind here and getting into the emotion, because that emotion is heightened now as well. Now with the Five of Pentacles, many of you have been giving your power away to other people, and that's coming through here with that devil energy as well. Many of you have really been excuse me, have really been giving your power away to other people. You've really kind of been letting yourself be in this space as of late, Aquarius, where you're identifying more as the way that they're choosing to label you, right? Because labels are coming in here as well. Or you are just in this place where you potentially have just been feeling left out or worried about things or having some difficulties. So, and the energy is can be a little bit chaotic, right? With heightened emotions. But this is what you are working through during this time, Aquarius. You're working through what is and what isn't true for you now at this time and moving forward. We tend to outgrow things. We tend to learn more. We tend to have experiences which can shift our perspectives, shift our ideas or our thoughts. And that is really what you're working through as well during this full moon. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more information. You've got the Ten of Cups out. This is beautiful. So let's see, what is it that Aquarius is manifesting in? Let's ask a very specific. The King of Wands. The King of Wands. Super, super interesting. So within that King of Wands, you're really manifesting success and achievement. So, which we know, right? You're making choices. You've got that. You're looking at things. You're having these new or beginnings, right? Where you're really leveling up. There's fireworks around you, and these fireworks could be just these ahas, this clarity, right? This seeing, this understanding. But you have as what you're manifesting is the King of Wands here. So many of you are manifesting that confidence to finally take a look, finally be honest, and finally see just what isn't working, so that you can focus on and manifest what can work or what will work. And isn't that interesting that you have the 2 sevens plus that King of Wands? And so that is so interesting, because we talked about the sevens, the double sevens earlier, which is that confidence. And you also have the King of Wands, which is also an energy of confidence. So many of you have been really letting go, or are in the process of, during this full moon, letting go of the things that aren't working, building kind of a passion within yourself, a fire within yourself. But you're also building that confidence to step into this, to take a look at how you've been identifying, how you have been seeing yourself, or allowing people to put labels on you, and really letting go of that, walking away from that, and moving into that Ten of Cups energy. But not only that, moving into that confidence. So with these three, right, the double sevens and the King of Wands, is what you're manifesting as confidence to really, really move forward through this energy, and to really, really have this beginning that is ready to open up for you here, Aquarius. This is such gorgeous energy for this time, for this super full moon and paradox, or or parallel right there with the Lionsgate portal energy that is still in the air as well. So what a gorgeous reading, Aquarius. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.